Are you coming on to me? Is that what you're saying? I'm fine? I'm just saying you're healthy.
No.
Can we both?
That's my fault.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I'm with the head judge of this Houston Regional Ontario Durgan, and yeah, it's like I'm gonna ask him some questions. So the first was like, when and how did you like become involved in the judge program? Just explain your experiences with it.
Judge program, it was a long road. 2007 was when I first got into judging on the upper deck before the transition into Konami and getting back. That was a battle by itself. It took me forever to break onto the judge scene. So let's fast forward. UDE, I was not allowed to judge because the previous tournament organizer had a monopoly over Texas, Louisiana, parts of Florida, Mississippi, and Alabama. So basically that company ran the South Coast. And she had her people. They would travel from the far corners of Texas to go all the way down to Florida. And so I was never allowed into it. So when Konami actually took over, I was finally allowed by the tournament organizer of N-Books 2 in Lafayette, Louisiana. And they gave me my shot. Ever since then, I've never gotten, well, I can't say I've gotten worse. I've only gotten better. And I've gotten better as far as a year's time, because within that year, I want to say about 3 regionals and 3 YCSs in that span. This is my second year actually judging farther than Lafayette in my home state. I've been head judge. This is my third experience being head judge. First time was Houston, second was San Antonio, Houston, and Houston again. Ever since then, I've been assistant head judge or a team lead or something like that. And it's pretty fun, but at the same time, you have to work so hard for it, and sometimes there's not a lot of player gratitude when you're telling them what to do. But a lot of people, if you're nice, I try to be nice to everyone because this is a customer service job, and all of my jobs being customer service. And so I pretty much take into consideration how I want to be treated by a judge. And I think a lot of judges kind of lose that sight. As far as one of my mentors, JD DeKaiser, I think he's the same as me. Only difference is he puts up a false bravado, try to be this tough guy when he's really a big softie. Just throwing that out there. On YouTube, he is Wolfang SD, if I'm not mistaken. Just check out his video. It's amazing.
So my next question is, like, I guess I don't know how like deep you can delve in this, but like, what are your thoughts on Konami's like judge system? I guess just like the way that I guess judges are distributed around places and the compensation, just your experiences with it. Like, I mean,
well, I have no negative qualms about it. A lot of other people have expressed their concern. I guess I'll throw that out, although it's not my opinion. A lot of people say that they put in a lot of time for regionals and they feel like they're not getting enough. I think that regionals is like the most important part as far as judging goes. YCSs, it's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have the strength, the stamina, or even the will, you shouldn't even try to apply for one. I felt sorry for the people who judged the YCS 100 in California.
Yeah, that seems like that's too much.
They were there till I think 1 or 2 in the morning and had to be right back up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So they had no sleep.
Go ahead.
But as far as compensation, I think there's enough compensation for what we do, since we make sure that we have enough people so we don't have to go and work as hard as everyone portrays it to be. As long as you're properly staffed, you're not going to work more than you have to.
So like, what are some of your thoughts on, I guess, the Yu-Gi-Oh player base, like some of the personalities, the general kind of people we get here, and just a bit of the growth in the last few years?
Over the course of, since I got into competitive gaming in 06, which by then I was bad, I didn't get good until 09, throwing that out there. That's why my persona is the greatest noob. I represent the noobs, people, the noobs who play bad cards like Magic Cylinder. I digress. But that's an ADD again, y'all already know this. The player base that we attract, I'm gonna say, is, even though the card game is supposed to be attracting 6 years old plus, I think we get 13 through 30 as our
dominant.
That's our dominant archetype or stereotype of people that we tend to get, and they're male. We get the occasional females who want to be with their boyfriends. But as far as personalities, you have your kings, you have your fun players, you have your jerks, you have your pros who just can read things without even you doing anything, just by your body language, or maybe the way you hold your head, your hand, or they can tell basically what you're thinking before you even make a move and counter that before you even do that.
Would you say that like the player base, I guess, as a whole is agreeable? I mean, like as far as like just rulings go and manners and just things.
No, I would have to say that the player base, over half, have the judge mentality. They know their rulings, their mechanics, their procedures. The other, 25% are fun players, so they're not going to know this, so they're not going to study this. It's just a hobby for them. They don't make money off of it. They do it for the love of the game. I do it for the love of the game, honestly. If it wouldn't be for people liking me so much, I think I probably would have quit Yu-Gi-Oh by now. Because honestly, I'm not going to say that I'm bad at the game. I think personally I suck at it, although I was in the top 25% at Nationals, or WCQ. Whereas a lot of pro players dropped out before, I think, the 4th round. The personality clashes, however, when you have a bunch of know-it-alls going against each other in a round, that right there can put a strain on the judge who actually has to, excuse me, who has to preside over them. And it's up to the head judge to go there, if there's an appeal, to go there without bias and to insert his or her authority to make sure that they get them back in line, to understand his or her reasoning, to make sure that they continue the game without causing a big commotion like a lot of people tend to do.
And so my last question is, what are like, basically what's your best and worst memories of judging, like, you know, and just some of the events you've gone through, the rulings you've had to give, experiences with people, I mean, it's anything.
I think my best memory, honestly, is going to be this right here. I guess, even though we've had 451 players and 9 rounds, and we're still here as, I don't know, like 10 o'clock.
Late.
It's 10:21. It's 10:21. We've been here since 8 o'clock this morning, actually 7:30 this morning. Honestly, this is my best because we set a record. Everyone, for the most part, loves it. I mean, they hate the fact that we're playing line rounds. I can honestly say, as far as judging, I don't think I have a worst, because every judgeship, not everyone's like me. I take every event as a learning experience. If I learn some new mechanics, some new rulings, learn how to deal with difficult people who are not the same, all learning experience, so that way I can give it to the next judge who actually might have to come across it. Right. So,
all right, so I need just, I guess, last thing just to insert.
If you plan on becoming a judge, do it for the love of the game, not for the authority. I cannot stress this enough. If you try to do it for the authority, you will be hated, and most likely you won't even be promoted to a head judge. We've lost a lot of great mentors into the game because of their careers. You know, they finally moved on. They're passing the reins. I finally become a head judge after 5 years. Right. Honestly, I think that it's one of the best things I could do with my time, volunteering, and plus it looks good on your resume. No lie, you can put this on your resume,
right? But,
especially if you get into a lead position.
Yeah, well, thanks. I really appreciate the interview, and just thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Head judge Ontario Durgan. So.
T-Bird 325 on YouTube, 325.
Thanks.
Team AP.